Next, I'd like to welcome Cassie Tharinger from Providence Neighborhood Planting Program to discuss cultivating the PVD tree plan. Cassie.
Hi, thanks, Evan, so much. And it's really great to be here today. And hi, David. Thanks for setting up the topic of tree equity so well, which I'm going to keep talking about. So PNPP is a small urban and community forestry nonprofit in Providence that's been around for over 30 years, working in close partnership with the city of Providence to implement community-driven tree planting and stewardship programs. Next slide. And in the mid-2000s, Providence first assessed its urban forest, and a picture of tree inequity began to come into focus. And this audience will probably be familiar with the story that these maps tell of the correlation between tree canopy and income, race, heat island effect, air pollution, asthma rates, historic redlining, on and on. Next slide. So in 2018, PNPP had begun a strategic planning process to assess how we could expand and grow new programs to address these challenges. And we quickly realized that what we actually needed first was a comprehensive multi-stakeholder plan for Providence's urban forest as a whole. So we began raising funds and figuring out how we were going to make that happen. Next slide. So in 2019, we were joined by the amazing Paige BROCHU from the BU Urban Program. Paige was incredible and did all sorts of things for and with us. One thing in particular she did was create our urban forest plan data dream list, which was tracking down and cataloging all of these different local data sets related to the urban forest, public health, infrastructure, environment, for us to weave into the planning process. And that's continued to be a super valuable resource for us. Next slide, please. So in 2019 and 2020, the vision and lineup for a PVD tree plan slowly began to take shape, and we assembled stakeholders and identified more specifically the project goals, in particular the goal of centering frontline communities of color and those who are most impacted by tree inequity in the planning and decision-making process, and building out models of collaborative governance. Next slide, please. So over the last year and a half, in addition to surviving a pandemic, we have continued doing foundational work for the PVD tree plan. And in particular, we've focused on developing a project governance structure and community engagement strategies that are really rooted in equity and in power sharing. And we are just now preparing to launch some of that broader community engagement work. Next slide. So the key things we've learned from this process so far is that it takes time. This type of work is not fast or easy, but it is critical. And these issues of tree inequity and environmental injustice didn't arise overnight. They won't be reversed overnight. And our PVD tree plan alone is not going to solve them, but building trust and listening to communities and bringing stakeholders together to plan and share power and problem solve together is the only way we can address these. So we're excited to keep digging into that work. Thanks.